are live. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Thursday night. Cast Iron Real Life. Hey, we're going to make some pizza burgers here in just a minute. Give everybody just a couple seconds to come in, get hooked up to the live chat for myself, and we'll get started. And we will get started. Let's see. If anybody's in yet, if they could just hit the like button and let me know that everybody can hear and see me okay, that would be pretty cool. Be much appreciated. Yeah. So we're not just sitting here staring at all this. There we go. There we go. Just give me one sec. For some reason I'm having technical difficulties getting onto the live stream. There we go. Because I can't really see who's all in so far. Val's Black Cats Rule, what's up? Hey Val. Good to see you. Alright. There we go. Alright. We are successfully connected according to the interwebs. Let me move you guys right over here. There we go. Alright, so we're going to make some pizza burgers tonight. And we're going to start over here because I've already made the sauce. I went ahead and instead of using the regular pizza sauce, I went ahead and I made the sauce myself right here in the old Descoware Ace Frehley pan. And you can see, and I even added some mushrooms to that just for a little something. I don't usually add that to my pizza sauce recipe, but I thought for pizza burgers that might jazz it up just a little bit. Oh, somebody's deciding to mow. So not only is it hot as blazes out today, I get to shut the patio door. All right, so anyway, yeah, so I made that. So I'm not going to make the sauce in front of for everybody because I wanted it to sit. I made it yesterday. So, and I wanted it to sit overnight, but I do have my recipe here, and I was going to tell you guys how I do that. And what I do is I start out with a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce and then a 16-ounce tomato paste. I usually use the Red Gold or Canadilla. And okay, then I use 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning and a tablespoon of minced garlic or 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of garlic powder. Now on this one, if I'm doing pizza burgers, if you can see that on my thing, I add a 1 4-ounce can of mushrooms, half teaspoon of onion powder, salt to taste. I don't add it, and a half a cup of water, and then I simmer it for a half an hour. But the simmering part is something you don't have to do. I just like to do it to bring the flavor out. But it's not a have to deal. But I do it like that. Handful of fresh herbs if you have them, which I just happen to have, and then a tablespoon of dried oregano, which is in there as well. So that's how we're doing all that. I'm sure you can't see all that stuff. Hey Radagast, what's up going on, buddy? And then, let me see here. Let's see, Washcaster and Chris, I'll show off Too Pretty. Yeah, the chrome ones are really nice. If you can find one that's not all chipped up and tore apart, they are neat. And a lot of times there's a lot of speculation on whether or not those are chromed on the inside. Most of those things generally don't come chromed on the inside, so a lot of people get the misconception that those have been it's worn out on the inside, but most don't come with anything on. They're not plated on the inside generally. William Hurt, what's up? Fuzz Fork 8, what's going on, buddy? Let's see, I have a chrome number 7 Griswold. Oh, I bet that's pretty. Very nice. Let me see here. Oh, and then the other one thing I'm going to be using tonight, because I'm going to use a griddle and a cast iron skillet, I thought I would break out this number number 8 size combo cooker, Wagner 5-star, with the hinge lid. Let me see if everybody can see it sitting there. I think you can. It sits up there real nice. Because I'm gonna do my burger buns on here, up here at the top. Just move you over that way so you can see what I'm talking about. And I'll take this apart, that'll come off, and then I'll just do this. And we'll have the top piece here so we can do our burger buns and add a little bit of do some brown those buns up, toast the buns. So we'll set that off to the side, put that back there, and then we'll heat these up. But I just wanted to show that off if people haven't seen a 5-star skillet. They make a 1403 and a 1402. The 1402 is the chicken fryer. They started making these in 1941, and they ran for a while. There's a lot of debate on when they stopped making them, but the year they started making them was 1941, right there at the beginning of the Second World War. Oh, it's got a little scratch on it. But yeah, this was my Graham's skillet, and might have possibly been my great Graham's skillet. And it's been through the ringer, and I found it up there in her dish cupboard, and cleaned it up, and pretty happy to find it. It sits flat. But if you find these in the wild, generally they will not sit flat. These will sit flat, but the lids never do. I've never found one of the lids that actually sits flat. So we're gonna get that heated up and all that. The one thing I do have to do is I have to go out and get the meat out of the freezer. Now I know that sounds really strange, but right before we came on, about a half hour before I came on, I had a bottle burst in my freezer. So inside my freezer is a nice big mess waiting for me after this is all over with. So I had to put that on the back. I have to put it out in the freezer right out in the garage, and I'll go grab that and bring it back in here. All right. Okay, be right back. Okay, sorry about that. But the reason that I keep this chilled in the freezer, now it's not frozen, this is thawed out. I just put it in there about 10 minutes, 15 minutes before I started, because when I do something with a stuffed burger like this, if you overwork the hamburger, then it's gonna fall apart. So, you know, that's one of the things that's gonna happen. So I don't want it to be overworked, fall apart so much, and then actually be a big mess. So, and this should be pretty easy. This should be a pretty quick cook, really. But I say that every week, and what happens? Every week it proves me, the cast iron gods prove me to be just a smidge of a fibber. So anyway, let's see. Radagast says, I have my mom's Lodge single notch hammered nickel plate number 3. Oh, that's cool. That's something you don't see every day. Let's see. Saying a bottle burst reminds me of the juice I put in the freezer. You know, Val, I had 3 bottles of sparkling water in a bottle to chill. I drank 2 of them, and I forgot about the one. And luckily, it was behind a bag of fruit. So when it burst into that bag, so it's just kind of back there. But I cut my finger. I went to go grab the big piece of glass that was back there, and it had already frozen to the back of the freezer, and it sliced up my finger. So that's one of the things. I won't be doing a side dish tonight because I couldn't prep the side dish real quick, so there's going to be no side dish. I was going to do. Val actually found this thing. It was funny when you said that to do the potatoes, because I was right in the middle of doing the potatoes, but I found this like 5 minutes. I found this 5 minutes, and then you said, hey, why don't you do potatoes? the spiral potatoes, and I found that 5 minutes before he did. And I haven't seen this thing in years. And I got one spiraled, and then that was it. So I'm gonna have to say we're not gonna be doing that. But yeah, let me see. Let me see. You're staying warm enough. I have Hawaiian Punch slushy. That sounds amazing right now. The fates agree. Yeah, I know, but like I said, I got one done, and I'm like, if I have time, maybe I will. Plus, I got the stove all taken up with the sauce and the griddle, and with the griddle and the sauce, the griddle, and the main pan. So I think we're just gonna call that a day on that thing. Cynthia Wesley, what's up? How are you? But anyway, so I was hoping I would have a nice chilled drink while I did all this, but I guess not. So, but anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Pan's heating up pretty fast, and this is gonna be pretty darn quick, as far as I'm hoping anyway. So, okay, let's see what happens. Let me get my burger buns in arm's reach, and I'm gonna be ready to go. Okay, so I'm gonna do I'm gonna do half pound. I got a pound of meat here. And what we're gonna do first is I have a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Can we see that okay? Everybody on that? All right, let me kind of move into there. Sometimes when I get the microphone too close though, it kind of cuts out, so I don't want to get it too close. So anyway, so I've got 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and I've got one tablespoon of Italian seasoning, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. And I will slowly but surely work that into there. And if I'm a little, like I said, I'm a little discombobulated. Like I said, I was in the middle of doing that. And it was one of those things, I didn't cut my finger bad, but it was one of those where it was like a pin prick with a little slive in there, and it just wouldn't quit bleeding. So I couldn't get it to stop doing what it was doing. Let's see. All right, so there we go. So we're gonna put just a little bit in at a time. Just add that up. That a little bit. And I'll do 4, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 4-ounce burgers smashed, and then I'm gonna add the cheese down into the middle of that. I'm just basically gonna put 2 burgers together, make a little divot on the inside, and then fill that with shredded cheese. And we're going to use shredded cheese. Sometimes people will use sliced, but I don't want it on there too long. So I wanted with the shredded melts up a little faster, and you get a little more of that dramatic cheese pull that everybody oohs and ahs about, which is what I'm all about, is the cheese pull. So smash this down, get that stuff in there. I don't want to and I'm not going to overdo it. There's going to be some spots where it maybe has a little more spice than others, but that's okay. Because once I get all this in there, and this is all smashed together, that's not going to make a difference. So that's about as much as I want to do. Just about right here. It's already getting hot in here. Wish you could turn the fan on. But it was one of those things where we've been in and out, and I didn't want to turn the air on. So that's how that's working for me. So I get to just, I guess I'm just going to have to put up with it for a little bit until I can open that door back. And of course, my neighbor decides he wants to start mowing, right? I live on, like I said, I've said a million times, I live on the very end of it, very last street before about 10 miles of Amish country, but I still have still fairly residential back here. So let me see this weighing these off to the side. So that's exactly 4 pounds, or 4 ounces. So we need that. And then I'm going to do another one. I hit that one off right on the nail of the head. That nail right on the top of the head. let's see. Fuzz says I tried selling my body out on the street and made 3 aluminum cans already. That's not bad. I mean, that's, in the words of, to quote Jeff Spicoli, that's pretty righteous bucks. How's about cooking something up for me? William Hurt, you would be more than welcome. It's an Irish house. There's always room for one more. That's what my grandma always said. We just happen to be using little pins. Man, I'm hitting these on the head tonight. So okay, so we've got the first one going, which is nice. We turn this back burner up just a little bit, so we'll take that and we'll get our other piece of parchment, and I'm going to give these a smush because I just happen to have a press available. Just so happens I had a press right here, so right there. So give that a good cut there, smash. All right. And then what I'm going to do is, if this works the way I think it's going to work, because I've never done it this way. But I'm just going to add some little divots to the inside of this. So that's kind of got a pocket for that cheese to sit into, like yay. And then I'm going to take, I've got a cup of cheese over here, and we're going to put that into the center and knock that around. And I'm going to set that off to the side. There we go. And then we're going to take the next one. And the other piece of parchment paper. Yeah, that was the other thing we couldn't find right before it always happens. I can sit around and do this stuff flawlessly when I'm here by myself. But as soon as I get about an hour before I go live, everything seems to disappear. Like my scissors that have sat up here in this butcher block for 5 years, of all of a sudden cannot be found with a search warrant. So I had to hand tear the parchment paper. We'll take that, set that off back here onto the dirty plates, and bring this over here. You see that okay? And throw that on top and just sort of pie shell that down. So we've got a nice half-pound burger, and I've also got over here on the side, I've got some peppers and mushrooms that I'm going to throw in to do on the top along with it. So, and some spinach, if you can see that. So I've got some stuff over there. Need to get a wider camera. Okay, so anyway, set this over to the side. There we go. And we're going to drop just a little bit of olive oil in there into the pan. We'll get a little better shot of the pan while I do this, because I'm pretty interested to see how this actually turns out. Down just a smidgen. Now, the one thing about these pans, which I did mention at the beginning, is the handles are very different. And you see if I can't get a thing on here, if this one fits. This one fits, yeah, it does fit, okay. So I was worried that one wouldn't fit. I've never tried to do that with that one. I usually just grab something. Let's see. And just kind of work that around. Olive oil in there. I really wish I could turn that fan on above there, so I'm getting some smoky oil. That's what we want. We want a good sear on this burger, so we definitely want to. There we go, perfect. I will take that, and then I'm going to add, once I get this flipped over, oh man, that smells really good. That smells super, super good. Okay, I'm going to take this glove off, because this other hand, my left hand's the one I jacked up. Yeah, that's gonna be sweet. Yeah, get a good look at that. Can you see that, guys? Oh man, that's happening. That's the kind of things right there that dreams are made out of, at least for a guy like me. Then we'll get down here, we can see the sauce is starting to heat up. And I got it on pretty low. I just want it kind of warm as I put it on because I've already cooked it, like I said before. And that sauce is really good if you guys want to make a really good homemade sauce out of some this stuff in your cupboards. This sauce is a really great place to start. This is better than any sauce, any pizza sauce that I've had out of a jar. Now I've had better sauces at a pizza place, but I haven't had any better pizza sauce than that in a jar. That's for damn sure. So let that keep going for a little bit. Now we want that to get, I don't have it going, I've got it hot enough to sear it, but I don't have it hot enough to really, I don't know, it's going to be kind of a slower process than a normal burger because I want that cheese on the inside to really melt up. You see, so I'm going to check out the comments real quick and all that kind of stuff. Let's see, hamburger helper. Yeah, I'm making, that's exactly what I'm making, hamburger helper. I'm just making it, I'm making it different. I took everything, it's really, and I made it, it may look like it, but there's no, the secret ingredient to my hamburger helper is there's no hamburger in it. So that's pretty cool. You just can't get that. You can't get that anywhere. Yeah, the beef. Where is that? Oh, there she is. There, speaking of which, she's over here tearing up her, she's tearing up her food bowl. Right, Big Weagle? Yeah, you know, you're a star, that's for sure. You are definitely a star. There we go, right there. Sorry. Yep, there's the beagle. I don't have anything to give her right now. Oh yeah, I do. You want to do a trick, beef? You want to do some Biggs cam? While we're waiting on that to do its thing. Come here, Beagle. You can have some cheese. Come here, you want some cheese? Come on. Down. Come on. Can I get a spin on camera? What do you got? Come here. Get a spin. Get a spin. No. No spin. I guess I can't get a spin. I don't know what's the deal. What do you get? Are you on strike? Oh, you're on. Here, get out here. All right, Beagle Cam. Beagle Cam's over with. She's about to. I think she's getting ready to talk to her reunion representative. There we go. We'll spin for chicken. Yeah, man, me too. I hear you. So let me get on here and go across you guys and throw some of these. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get that. Oh, that's what I was getting. I was waiting to throw this on the other side. Flip this over. Get a nice fat spatula. Maybe even two. There we go. Now, if you really want this, if you're really worried about it staying together, you can add a little bit of egg or some breadcrumbs to it. I didn't really want to I didn't want to mess with that because of the stuffing on the inside. So a lot of times when people do pizza burgers, that's why a lot of times when you have a pizza burger, it's like say from a place like Diners and stuff, they do more of a grinder style where it's kind of a loose meat sandwich. Because it's really easy to do them when they're loose meat sandwiches. And let me get some salt and pepper on this burger. On the outside, because we still want that. And then we're going to throw, just for fun, we're going to throw some peppers and onions, kind of do a burger supreme. And while we're waiting on that other side to do, I'm going to go ahead and get my first bun ready to go, which was right here. We do meatloaf burgers. Yeah, I've had meatloaf burgers and those are really good. At least the kind I've had. I don't know if it's the same as what, everybody does things different. Suppose people spin for a Wop Hawk. Yeah, me too. I'm going to a really nice sale with some Wop Hawks here directly. Mr. Artie as I said, I wasn't going to buy any cast iron this year, and much cast iron this year, and that I was just going to stay to Liz, who calls me and says, hey, let's go to an auction. And I'm like, okay. So we get these buttered up. There we go. There's nobody over there that is worried about you. You don't need to worry about anybody over there. I'm gonna get a spoon. You gave me a spoon, Mingo? Give me a spoon. That butter's gotten a little melty. Thank you. Spoon that on there. There we go. He really wants butter. I bet you there is not one cardiologist that has ever tuned in and watched this show. Not one. I can say that probably 100%. That no cardiologist will ever come in, check this show out, and go, man, that is a good idea. That guy knows what he's doing. Let's see. Fuzzy, I'd spin for any iron. Well, I was a hungry kid. Oh, I was hungry, LOL. I don't have my glasses on, so if I read these wrong, it's not my fault. You see, I have a friend who makes pizza burgers with one beef patty and the other Italian sausage patty. Yeah, that doesn't sound bad at all. And oh, and you know what? I forgot I was going to put fennel in this. I wanted to put fennel in it, and I forgot. See? That's where I go wrong. Sometimes I was going to put a little fennel in there to give it that sort of Italian-y, that more of an Italian flavor, but I dropped the ball. So, yeah, next time you do this, if you guys do this, definitely make sure that you add fennel to it. I'm going to give this another flip. Actually, I'm going to check these and see how they're doing. Oh, these are coming out really good. Check out these buns over here. Check out them buns. That's what you want. Okay, so the bun is cool. And I'll get the other bun where that one is. Let me just turn that heat down just a smidge. But yeah, these will need a little flipping, and let me check the temp on the inside. I still want this up to 160. I still want that to 160 for the burgers. And let me see where we're at right now. Got an internal temperature of 155. Let's see how evenly that's cooking in the 5-star. And then I've got 150. I've got 153 in the other part. I think we're doing okay. 46, 148, 149, 155. So I'll give these another turn here in a second. But I'm going to definitely make sure that, okay, that bun's looking pretty good. Give that bun another second to get these stirred in. Drop a little bit of butter in there. Got butter. Gotta have that Kerry Gold. The butter makes everything better. Butter and bacon. Ooh, that's what it needed. Man, I should put butter in here. Should put butter in there. Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. Should put bacon in there. That would. Oh man, bacon cheeseburger, bacon pizza burger. Man, that's banging right there. That's like nectar of the gods. Okay. Flip this back over again. Yeah, and we're staying, I mean, I'm pretty happy with the way it's staying together right now too. Like I said, a lot of times these will fall apart, but so far so good on this first one. This one's going to be Ming's, and we get a reading on this side because, you know, feeding it to somebody else. And you want to get the internal's got to be at a certain temperature. Like the cheese has got to be at least 100 degrees or it won't pull. It's not going to melt. 90 to 100. I mean, you can quibble about 10 degrees, but You really want that in where it's gonna be, but I'm still about 155 in the center. Keep that going right where it is. And the cheese is starting to come out the sides. So I know this is gonna have a really good cheese pull. That's really one of the big things that matters. Something like this is getting that pull right. Let's see here. Oh shoot. Almost forgot my bun. There we go. And the bun's done. The other bun's done. Looks so good. Nice and toasty. Nice and toasty. Oh yeah, these are starting. The onions and the peppers are starting to crisp up. Some of that grease off there. The burger down in there. Okay. Yeah, that's where we're at. Oh, and I wanted to just give this a stir. That pizza sauce is just about where I need it to be. Nice, and I don't want it to be too much. Okay, that right there. I can kind of let that sit and simmer. That's simmering now. That's done. Take another check of the inside, check the comments. I wonder what everybody did before they made. Yeah. I've never used one. You know, now that I use one, I use it all the time. I use it all the time now that I have it. 61. Trying to get that last little bit of temperature there in the center, and I got 162, but I'm going to make sure that I'm at 165, and I'm going to give it another flip. Look how smushed, that's got, oh, look at all that cheese in there. You can start to see, I don't know if you can see it, but cheese is starting to kind of come out the side a little bit. But it's not everywhere, which is pretty cool. It's not just oozing out. So that burger, I think that's going to stay the way I envisioned all this. I've got I'm going to put some more cheese on the top. Once I'm at 160, once I'm at 161, I'm going to put that cheese on there, and I'm going to let that ride. Yeah, there we go, 165. We've got this cheese on there. We're going to put that on the top and get that there. I'm going to put this on the top of that. Get another spatula out here. Stuff. There we go. And that stuff looks good. Oh, there we go. Drop a little bit of mushroom on there. Okay. I think we're looking pretty good, folks. I think we got this where we want to get it. Okay, let me have your plate. So plate this up. There we go. There we go. Right there. Get our burger on here. Some more of that. More of those nice mushrooms going. There we go. And some of these green peppers on there. The rest of those. Might add to the next one. I might add some more pepper and mushroom than that. But we'll see. Okay, so there's that. And then we've got the sauce. Thank you. sauce on there. So I really don't think we need a side. I think this will be just fine the way it is. How about that? I think that looks pretty darn good. There we go. Pizza burger number 1. And we're going to set that off somewhere on the side. And then we'll get a cut. I'm going to cut that if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you do mind, I'll make you the next one. And I'll eat this one. And we can get a look on the inside of what that looks like. Ooh, that is hot. Get a look at that on the inside. There we go. All the nice cheese that stayed on the inside there. That worked out really, really nice. I'm pretty happy with that. All right, there you go, Mingo. Oh, I forgot the stuff on the top. The spinach. Oh, you don't have to. If you want it, you can put it on there. I forgot it. But anyway, so we'll do the next one. Move this camera back just a little bit. Looks like a Walmart bun. It is a restaurant bun. I don't know if that consists of a Walmart bun, because nobody had the nice onion top buns. Nobody had them, and I wasn't going to make them, so it is what it is. So let's make the next one. Might need a knife and fork.
It's hot.
Yeah, it probably is hot. Well, like I said, you probably need that might be forking right there. Okay. So turn that down just a little bit. But so far, yeah, I think it's not, let's see. Oh, White Mountain Girl, what's up, Whitey? How are you? Yeah, I don't know. What kind of buns do you guys use? Aldi has onion buns. I don't have an Aldi here. I'd pierogi you. Scratch pierogi. Oh, yeah? All right. Sounds great. Let me see here. Okay, so round number 2. The next one. So I'll need another 4 ounces of burger. Let's see. Let's see, my local bakery. Really? Well, that's cool, Corey. Let's see here. 4 ounces. 4 ounces. Right here. Put that back down here. And let me see here. So that means the rest of this is 4 ounces because it was an exact pound. Oh, not with that in there. Okay, there's that one. Throw that on here. Store-bought bread and... Oh, okay. So it's all big. It's a big mutiny on the buns. It's a big mutiny on the bun. I get it. I get it. Let's see here. Smash that one down. That apart. Let's see here. And move this right there. And get our spot into the center with the spoon. Spoon that little spot into the center there. Let's see, there we go. And the cheese to the inside. Inside, nice little smidgen of cheese. And set that off to the side there. And bring our other one over. How was that, May?
Really good.
Is it really good? Good. How's the bun?
Good.
The bun's fine. Okay. Tough crowd tonight. Tough crowd. That's okay. There we go. All right. So that's smashed onto there. Let's see about a square up a sheet of burger meat over wine rolls. Oh yeah, they my butcher shop does that, Cynthia. They make those, and I think they call them they call them a crowd pleaser. My butcher shop does that all the time. They look really good with the Hawaiian rolls and all that. We'll just set that on top of there. Pop that on. And there we go. And we'll just pie that down. Now that burger's kind of warmed up a little bit, it's getting a little loose to deal with. So there we go. All right, cool. Do that. And throw that up here. And throw that into the pan. There we go. Put you back over here. Let's see. Here we call them sliders. Yeah, the small ones, we call them sliders here too, Cynthia. That's exactly what we call them. Some more butter down in there. Get that flavor. That butter flavor. And I'm all done with those. Move my plate back over here. There we are. If you guys not bought a Lodge cookie sheet from Cast Iron, you are missing out. Huey has one also. No more warped sheets. Yeah, the cookie sheets are nice from Lodge. That's one thing I need to add to my arsenal, but that was one of the things that I wanted to look at when I was down at Cornbread Fest this year that I didn't end up making it to. That and a wok. That and a wok. So we'll get this one going. Got that down to a simmer. And yeah, now it's just a matter of getting through this next one. I picked up some potato buns at Aldi. They were already half eaten. Late for dinner tonight? Late for my dinner, Whitey, or your dinner tonight? I didn't get to see what you made today. I was been pretty busy today. Never heard of them, Val. Potato buns, yeah. Oh, mine? Yeah. Well, I guess it's one of those where you should have brought you got to bring your own. I hope you brought your own buns. I hope you brought your own buns. Let's see. And one of those new trivets for my birthday last week. Oh, that was nice. I made baked sweet potatoes on the grill, marinated and grilled sirloin steak and salad. I'm having grilled steak tomorrow. That's what we're having. And hopefully I can get the grill going by tomorrow. My coal bed on my main grill, I've discovered has a big hole in it. So, from the winter time. So I've got to, I might have to break out the Sportsman grill if I want to grill out tomorrow. Or one of the kickoff grills, one or the other. I got a couple of those kickoff grills, and I do like them, but I don't, if you're gonna make a couple, 2 or 3 steaks, they're not ideal for that. I usually just break my kickoff grills out for when I camp, because I can turn them over. One thing with the kickoff grills is pretty cool is you can turn them over like you would and put the grill top on, but you can also just use it as a little fire pit. I sometimes use it as a fire pit when I'm camping. If I've got a, if I'm doing really a primitive, kind of in a place that's really primitive. Get a drink here. It's hot. This house is hot. Ooh. I think I can open this. I hope they're done mowing.
Yeah.
I can open this window back up. Open the door back up. Wonder if let's see. Yeah, Whitey does some good stuff, Val. She makes some pretty crazy stuff. Yep. Yeah, now the neighbors are out. You're gonna have to put her away.
Okay.
For a minute, so she doesn't start barking at everybody. Or if she does start barking, then put her up. Let's see, don't forget the museum near you with cast iron. Don't forget towards that. I missed it. Anytime you can get to potato bread, anytime. Yeah, potato bread's good. I do like potato bread. I used to like potato bread and just the, when I used to buy a lot of store-bought, like loaf bread, I bought a lot of potato bread. I think it was Klosterman's here. Klosterman's potato bread is one I used to like really well. Give that a flip. Oh yeah. There we go. Get that up there. Hey, stop. There's nobody out there bothering you. Put some of our vegetables onto the side. Make this a supreme. There we go. Oh, that's flipped over. There we go. I brush butter on my Hawaiian rolls and heat them before making sandwiches. Always. There we go. Now, is those the ones from the store, or do you get those from the bakery too, Corey? The Hawaiian roll. Let's see, salt and pepper. There we go. Let's see here. Oh, I got you. The store? Okay. Let's see. Put a little butter on. I'm gonna put a little butter on this burger. I mean, if you're gonna go all in, you might as well go all in. Yeah, okay, make sure you guys can see it, okay? Very cool, very cool. Let's see. Let's check the temp on that. It shouldn't be anywhere, probably about 120. 128, yeah, there we go. Get my bun ready. Got more in the center there. My bun's buttered up. There we go. And get a little butter on there. What's my little whisk is in the dishwasher. To whisk that butter a little better. There we go. And it was nice to get that. I love getting my Graham's pan out. It's a fun one. I don't ever remember her using it, but it's pretty handy. And heck of a score. I mean, imagine getting down a cookie sheet for somebody, and you find a 5-star and a number 3 Griswold large logo in there, sitting right next to each other. That was a great day. You can't beat it. Finding stuff like that, and especially in a house you grew up in. I've been going to for 40 some years when I found that. And didn't know they were up there. Fun stuff. More butter, yeah. Let's see, I was mandatory recipe of my 3 little kids years ago. My cooking sucked then also. Well, that's how, I don't know. I've always cooked at home. I've never liked going to restaurants and eating at restaurants because I never liked their food that well. So, I've always cooked at home. And that's why I like one thing about doing these things, these lives, is that I don't really mind trying something out, like doing pizza burgers this way, because, for the past 30 years, I've just been making stuff out of recipe books, or anytime I wanted something different, I had to make it, so there wasn't anybody around to do that for me. There's that one. And there's this one. Let's see. There we go. All right, I can turn that back one off. But it was fun to get that griddle top out and use it. That's always a fun thing. Give it some work. Something other than Old Faithful and some of the pickleware that we've been using in every one. Let's see, no rules in cooking, but you love it. Don't you love it? Yeah, just like Julia Child said, got to be brave in the kitchen, or you're not going to get very far. But I'm really happy with how well this is staying together because all the recipes for this, they all said to make sure and you use an egg or breadcrumbs or something. And I was when I was doing this, I kind of got intrigued by how people actually started making pizza burgers. And they don't look anything like this. They look like a chip chop loose meat sandwich, which was kind of surprised. I didn't think it would be like that. And when we were kids, we used to get pizza burgers at school, but it was just like, a hamburger with a piece of white cheese and probably spaghetti sauce on top of it or whatever. And then I'm going to put a little bit of this spinach on the bottom of there. Do this beard cam real quick. A little spinach on there. That, unfortunately, Ming didn't get any spinach on hers. But I think you'll be all right. Screw you, hippie. You didn't get any of my greens. No greens on this. I figure, if you're really wanting a healthy burger, if you add 3 pieces of spinach to it, that's going to totally 100% negate all, 120 grams of saturated fat that's in this burger. 159, 163, 165. And that's what we're looking at, 166. I will take that. Oh yeah, and then we'll throw a little bit of, we'll flip this over real quick on the other side of the little flatter. For just a second, I'll turn the heat off, but I want to get just a little bit of melty cheese on there. Some cheese on top of that. If I was really cool, what I would do is I would take this off, put this on there, and put this lid on it for just a second. Just for about a second, and let that cheese melt real quick. see. I could fry you an egg, a mess of egg to perfection. That's one thing I would like to make better. You know who makes the best eggs I've ever seen is White Mountain Girl. She makes the best eggs I've ever seen. Absolutely. The best eggs ever. Okay, take that back off. That's giving that a little bit more of a melt. And there we go. Knock some of my spinach off, but I think I'll survive. And we'll get some of these mushrooms on there. Beagle, you can't have any of these onions. Because little dogs don't do well with onions. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right. There's that part done. I'm gonna add just a little drip of this sauce. I think I put a little bit too much sauce on the other one. Let's go a little drippity drip on there. Oh, I'm totally missing that part, aren't I? My bad. My bad. Okay, there we go. And a little bit of sauce on there. And let me see here, Greg Hart. Looks amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Where's the jalapeno? I didn't put any jalapeno on there. I had some jalapeno. The peppers aren't in season around here as of yet. I will drop just a touch more of that cheese on there with a little bit more of this nice looking spinach. The spinach is pretty nice looking. Some of that on the top. Get a nice picture of that there. Get around in here. Sorry to be flipping you guys all over the place. Those mushrooms back on there. And top it off. Just give it a smush. And then I'm gonna cut that bad boy in half. Hopefully I get it. I was surprised though I didn't get much cheese pull on the first one. So hopefully we get a little more. Our gas stations are running out of gasoline here. There's a fuel shortage here in Nebraska. No kidding. Do we know why there's a gas shortage in Nebraska? And can we expect it other places? That's not cool. Let me see here. I'm gonna do that big old fat knife I had. I just had a big fat knife. I had a big old fat knife. Now it's no more. That's been the story of this whole day, is just losing everything. My mind's the thing out of everything that I miss the most. There we go. I think we're looking a little better with that. That little slicer knife. Maybe I should have used the slicer knife the first time instead of the big chef's knife. See if I can pick that up and you guys can see in there. Look at that. How fun is that? All that cheese there in the middle. Oh yeah. But I am going to have to let that sit for like just a minute, because that is like blasting hot. Blasting hot. So I'll let you guys sit and check that out for 1 second. I'm going to grab myself something cold to drink, since I thought I would have a few bottles of water sitting in front of me tonight, but they are plastered all over the inside of my freezer. So that's been a heck of a way to start dinner today. There we go. Oh well. Anyhow, let's give us a dang quart. I know this is gonna be messy. That is gonna be messy. part of the show where I spit my gum out and burn my mouth. That's gonna be okay. That is really good. Sorry, bad manners. Talking my mouth full. That is really, really good. And there's this cheese coming off of, there's cheeses coming off everywhere on this thing. Man, that is okay. That is a total mess, and I love it. I absolutely love that. This is the messiest burger, messiest thing I've had in a while, and boy, it just doesn't get any better than that. And for a napkin. See, Glass Kaz, welcome back. I've seen you in here before. Tom's Food Factory. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah, I've seen you in here before. Thanks for stopping back. Just making some pizza burgers, and just about to wrap it up. That is super good. And the sauce, not to toot my own horn, but that sauce was really good. And everything, nice and juicy. The burger came out right at 165. It was, I used, what was that? 8515 burger is what I use. That's what my butcher usually has in their bulk sections, is 8515. How are things across the pond? Did you add pepperoni to the burger? I did not add pepperoni to the burger. I don't mind pepperoni, but just a little backstory. When I was in college, the first year I was in school, there was one place that we used to order pizza from that was pretty good, and you could get one free topping, and we always had to vote on it, and there was 5 of us guys living in one place. And every time it was pepperoni that was on the pizza for like an entire 9 months straight, 3 or 4 nights a week. We'd pull our money together and get 2 big pizzas and that kind of stuff. Most of our money went to beer, not to lie, but we get 2 big pizzas about 3-4 nights out of the week, and every single one of them was pepperoni. So to this day, I don't mind if pepperoni's on a pizza, but I don't voluntarily put pepperoni on a pizza, except for when I do the frozen pizzas, because I get the Jack's pepperoni pizzas, and then I dress those up, but I don't add more pepperoni to it. Maybe HB will do, yeah, maybe I could do fish and chips, man. That's easy. I do chicken. Things are good. Thanks, beautiful weather. Yeah, I follow a couple guys in England. I follow a guy that plays guitar in Wales, and then I follow a girl that plays guitar, and she has a lot of lives in Ireland too, and they've been talking about their weather being really nice. And in their videos, it's really nice. Let's see. Tom's Food Factory, Pittsburgh barbecue ham sandwich. That sounds good. Handsome, maybe manufactured. I must have missed something. Isn't there a neo-hippie song about polar bears in Nebraska? I don't know. That might be one I could look up. Also friendly. Yeah. What's not to be friendly about? Just making some pizza burgers, hanging out, playing with some, 80-some-year-old 4th, 5th generation cast iron and having a good time. I wish we had a Waffle House close, really. Yeah, I'd like to go to Waffle House too, but I just want to see the fights. That's the only reason I go to Waffle House, just for fights. Yes. gas shortage may be manufactured. I don't know. I'll have to look at that on my own. It's hard to see. Let's see. I'm a fan of the pig pizza, bacon, ham, sausage. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, I'm just not. I like a little bit of meat on my pizza. Like I like a supreme. Generally, when I get a pizza, I get a supreme. I like the veggies. I like a little bit of meat on there. Generally, you know, every once in a while, if it's just me, I'll do black olives, bacon, and anchovy. I like that. I like that on my pizza. But I don't like a lot of anchovy. I like a little anchovy. Like one piece of anchovy per slice. Let's see, Nebraska has a fuel shortage because switching from winter blends to summer blends, it may affect other states too. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. We have a refinery that's not. I have a BP, British Petroleum refinery, right? Like I don't know, 30 minutes from my house, and there's a lot of oil here. So Marathon actually. About an hour from here is the Marathon Oil headquarters of the world, like an hour from here. We used to have a lot of oil here in Ohio, not so much anymore. Well, we have it, you're just not allowed to go get it. That's the thing. Like my farm, the farm that I used to have, that had oil on it. That I could have, but I wasn't allowed to take it out. Ryan Palladino, Jesus loves you. Loves you too. Let's see, they sit in their own pew. mash some anchovies and mix it in with your sauce. Is that good? I bet it would be good. I mean, I don't mind an anchovy. I just don't like it when places, sometimes people at some pizzerias, they'll empty the can and they'll pour the juice onto the pizza. And that's a little too much for me. I want mine drained. And generally, if I have anchovies on my pizza, I'll make it at home. When it's just me eating it. Black olives, bacon, and mushroom, and anchovies. Loves you. Jesus loves you, but he hates your cooking. Maybe you could talk to the new pope. Maybe you could talk to the new pope and get, maybe there's something he could do for you. We got an American one this time, so you might be able to get a hold of him a little bit easier. And it just came. Jimmy Langford, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah, you can just see my half-eaten pizza burger, but it came out really good. I'm super happy with it. Super happy with it. Oh, and we'll ask that everybody hit the like button, please. That would be great if everybody hit the like button now. It's getting toward the end. And if you're out there and you haven't subscribed already, we jumped up a little bit with the subscribers again this week, which was pretty nice. So helps the algorithm. People hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. That's always cool. Pope Trump. I did find I did get lucky and found another one of the Trump skillets. How about that? I did find another one of those, and I think I might add that to the collection. Just to have. And if you haven't seen, if you remember Artie from one of the lives that we did a few months back, Artie Bliss at Cast Iron Adoption, he did a review or an unboxing of the Trump skillet and what all the cool stuff. Not only do you get a skillet, you get a lot of cool stuff in that skillet pack. And the packaging for that skillet pack for the Trump waffle skillet is or pancake skillet, it's pretty nice. I have one. I made a video with it. Yeah. Yeah, Greg Hart, your cast iron cure will be there tomorrow. I did track all my packages this morning that are out. Yeah, I did. I tracked all my packages this week. Yours is in the state that you live in and should be there tomorrow morning. So hopefully you can get that. If you have any questions on that, just hit me through the email, and I will get you a phone number, and I'll give you my customer service line number, and I will talk to you directly and get you through anything that you need to try out your cast iron cure for the first time. I really think you're going to like it. Let's see. So yeah, I use it every day, Greg Hart. I use cast iron cure every day as a conditioner, and it's the one thing I really like about it, other than that season's great, is that you can put stuff away for a long time. And like, I haven't used this one. I haven't used that Wagner 5-star in a couple months, and I got that right off the shelf. No sticky, no nothing. It was ready to go, no rust on it. I just wiped off a little bit of the dust, and because when you use the cast iron cure as a conditioner, and if you do it right, there's no sticky residue on it at all like there is when you use oil. I just wipe it down and it's just dry as a bone when you put it away. Let's see. So let me see here. Cup and an apron. Jimmy. There we go. But yeah, I think I'm going to get out of here. I've got, like I said, I've got a broken bottle in my freezer that I've got to clean up, and I got to clean all this stuff up. So I'm going to finish smashing off this burger, finish my Pepsi Zero, and get on with all that stuff. But anyway, like I said, if you could hit the like button, subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. Look for a show, maybe a surprise Sunday show and that kind of thing, because I've got a couple things that I want to make, and we'll maybe do a Sunday live. Keep your notifications on, and that way we can talk about what's coming up then the following week. All right. So anyway, you know what I always say: your kitchen's your own restaurant. You can do whatever you want, and I will see you next time. All right. See you in the comments section.